Were Arsenal robbed last night?
Played in towards Ezra, who's gone down inside the penalty area. Oh, it's given a penalty. And if there is contact made, and we believe that there is, I don't see how it can be overturned. But Danny McAlee has been called over, and the referee is going to disallow it.
I think Arsenal got robbed.
He doesn't touch him. He goes to touch him, but it's a dive. And he got called out for it.
Not a clear and obvious error. And this changes the course of the game. And at this level, I'm sorry, but this cannot happen. We are all fuming about it.
He's got every right to feel the pain in Spain tonight.
100% he puts his foot on Ezra's foot.
No, he doesn't.
And then there's contact.
No,
VAR
Ursula, you're lying to yourself. It's a brilliant dive.
Watching that, for me, it's not a penalty.
If that's tonight, and that's Morgan Rogers, you are screaming blue murder that is a penalty.
Here's the real story of tonight, though. Arsenal were robbed.
Look, let's just focus on the performance a little bit if we can.
Definitely.
And take it away from the officiating issues there. So, it finished 1-1. I mean, first half I thought Arsenal pretty much controlled it, Gabby, but the second half was much more worrying.
Yeah, second half was poor. Like they ran out of steam. First half, I thought you're right. Atletico Madrid were dropping off. Declan Rice was sweeping up in the defensive midfielder role. And it was comfortable at times. Madueke looked sharp a couple of times, then drifted. Martinelli, Odegaard didn't do enough. Gyökeres looked strong a couple of times, but then he drifted as well. But what stood out for me, Jeff, and it stood out to me against Newcastle, players looking tired. They're looking really tired, and I hope this doesn't affect Arsenal. You know, they've got a chance of winning 2 trophies. Could the tiredness in the squad affect them? And rightly so, to be honest, Jeff. They played 57 games this season, Arsenal. Fulham, who they play on the weekend, have only played 41. Highest appearance maker for Arsenal is Zubamendi on 51 games. Declan Rice also has played 50. Gyökeres 49. Martinelli 49 as well. When you watch Declan Rice, and especially on Saturday, he looks shattered, Jeff, when you watch him. And I know it's footballers and you get paid all this money. I'm sure Lord Jordan will say that at 10 o'clock, but their legs do look like they're tired.
But they've got a huge squad, Gabby.
I know.
They've got a huge squad. So, you know, that's the price you pay for being a successful football club. And that's why you have so many alternatives.
Surprised Norgard hasn't played a lot more this season, because Brentford's captain, I thought he was fantastic at Brentford, and he doesn't trust him at all, Jeff.
No.
He's played hardly any games this season. Zubamendi as well. Is there a chance that he could have rotated him more? But I do look at the games that they played, 57 compared to Fulham on the weekend, who have played 41. And you can see when you watch Arsenal, they look tired. And the attacking players, like I've said, Jeff, when we get spoiled on Tuesday night, every time Diaz, Elise, Doué, Dembele, Kvaratskhelia got the ball, they were at it. Even if the defender, Jeff, was getting tight to Kvaratskhelia, give me the ball, I'm going to try and roll him, 1-2, try and take my player on. You don't see that enough from Arsenal players.
Yeah. I think what we saw probably as well in the second half, Gabby, was that when Atletico came at them, suddenly Arsenal looked vulnerable and they looked a bit lacking in confidence, I thought, you know, because there were a string of chances early in the second half for Atletico. Okay, later in the game, Arsenal steadied the ship a little bit. But, you know, I mean, Dan's saying always a negative when talkSPORT talking about Arsenal. Where's the
Just being honest, to be honest. Like, they've done, like you said, Jeff, done very well first half, controlled the game, but nervy second half. And you're starting to see that from Arsenal. There was one point this season where we were saying they could break John Terry, Chelsea's record of clean sheets, wasn't there, early on in the season? But the second half of the season have not looked as strong defensively. I think Timber's a big miss. Ben White's a decent player. Mascara can play there, but I think Timber, when he's in the side, they're a better side. Yeah. So when he comes back, they'll be a lot stronger.
Been a lot of talk during the course of the season, hasn't there, about Victor Gyökeres and whether he's been a successful signing. Mikel Arteta was thrilled with his performance last night.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. I think he had a very strong first half, when especially we were more dominating. You know that the Warwick is going to put a situation he created. He created the goal and the penalty, and he was ice cold to score it in the manner that he did. And then the second half changed a little bit, credit to them, but as well a lot of things that we need to do much better. And I think then we changed that. With the changes, I think the game changed as well, and we finished on top.
And it was interesting, the assessment of Gyökeres, whose first half, I think, was pretty decent. But, you know, I couldn't help but compare and contrast with the fella at the other end of the pitch,
Yes.
Julian Alvarez. Who would you rather have of the two, Gabby?
Alvarez, all day. Sharper, better finisher. There's the goals he can score from outside the box, free kicks he can score as well. I think Gyökeres in the first half, Jeff, he had a couple of good moments. There was one where he outpaced, I think it was Llorente, and he ran through and he cut it back for Odegaard and it was blocked. Penalty, strong and got taken. But when we're talking about top strikers, Jeff, you're not looking at Gyökeres and saying, oh, I bet Real Madrid are looking at him. I bet Bayern Munich won Gyökeres in the summer. I think he's a limited football player. There's a reason why Havertz started against Manchester City. In the biggest game of the season, your star signing was on the bench. That says it all. If Havertz was available last night, Havertz would have started. So I don't think he's ever going to be a top-class elite striker.
Let's put your head on the block then. Finely balanced. Who do you see going through?
Arsenal.
Okay. And who will they play in the final?
I think they will play Bayern Munich. I look at that game, Jeff, and PSG were 5-2 up. They've got to see that out. Bayern Munich to get it back to 5-4. The chances they missed as well. I'm looking at this game and I'm saying home advantage. That stadium will be rocking, the Allianz Arena. So I'm going to back Bayern Munich and Arsenal to lose in the finals to Bayern. But Arsenal have to be at it, though, next week, Jeff. Because like you says, Atletico Madrid, Griezmann, Lookman, Alvarez, they look sharp, don't they? And they will create chances. And another day, they would have scored 3 or 4 last night. The saves, the block from Gabriel, the miss from Lookman, Griezmann had chances. So Arsenal, I feel, do go through, but they're going to need their fans to not be anxious. And if their fans have got to be with them all through the game, no matter what. And players have to step up. Who wants to go and take their team to a cup final? Who in that Arsenal side is going to step up? Madueke, you got to do more. Trossard hasn't scored in 2026. Martinelli, not prolific, misses too many chances. Odegaard, not doing enough. Captain getting taken off early in the second half. Eze, been a bright spark recently. These Arsenal players have to step up.
Yeah. Interesting. All forward players that you mentioned who've got to step up. John Fry, by the way, says, out of interest, how many games have PSG and Bayern played this season? I'll tell you the answer. They both played 50.
Oh,
so, you know.
Yeah, not much in it.
No,
7 games.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but Arsenal have played more.
Everyone will know about the winter break and stuff on it. That always comes into the conversation.
Well, I think, it's pretty straightforward, isn't it? As far as certainly the French league is concerned, the intensity is far less than it is in the Premier League.